everybody, welcome back to another episode of Nothing's Wrong podcast. I'm your host, Issa.
And I'm Catherine, and you can call me Cat for short. If you know me, holla if you know me. Hit the like and hit the share. The game's on, so I know a lot of men is not going to be in here today. Maybe some are because, they're not watching the game and they're not into sports. So we welcome anybody who wants to join us today. Thank you for showing up, Isabel.
Yeah.
Isabel.
Okay, so we got tone deaf. My ladies are beyond gorgeous. Oh my
Ooh,
gosh,
thank
thank
you,
you.
Beyond.
Okay,
Beyond.
beyond.
Okay, got my
Okay, we'll
head
take
pop
that.
on.
Thank you, tone
So,
deaf.
yeah,
Make
thank you
sure
for
you
showing
guys
up.
are Make sure you guys are checking out TDR Network for
Mm-hmm.
all of your podcasts. We are obviously on there. There's Man Cave. There's a
Whoa,
bunch of
sis
other
know all
stuff
the
on there.
names.
I did. I checked out some of the podcasts, like going through Facebook, and I did catch some of Man Cave stuff. So pretty good stuff on TDR Network. So make sure you guys check them out. But again, make sure you're liking and following our page, Nothing's Wrong Podcast, on all the social media platforms.
Exactly.
That's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Obviously, if you're here, you're already doing it, but send it to a friend. Just make sure that, you're doing it. So,
Exactly.
yes, like Kat said, right now is Patriots versus the Bucks. And yeah, did we make that?
How's the Patriots doing?
The Patriots are not in the lead right now, but we're doing good. We'll do better. It's an exciting game because, as you guys know, Tom Brady, who played for the Patriots for a number of years, is now on the Buccaneers. And so this is a big game for everybody and everybody in Boston. Shout out to you guys because I know you guys are like glued to the television right now. So thank you all for watching right now.
Yes, I really appreciate
while
it.
we're here.
One thing, your sound sounds like. Can we see it without the pods on your ear? Because it's like I could hear an echo noise. Huh?
Is it better now?
Yeah, it sounds better. Because something sounded like it was like banging. I don't know what it was.
Oh, it was the fan.
No,
but I just turned it off.
Oh, okay. Sorry. But yeah, the game's on. So ladies and gentlemen, whoever's here, we're gonna literally get into some just raw talk, like conversation. And so I was just thinking, right? So a lot of things are going on. Hello.
Inglo says hello. Hello. Thank you for being
Thanks
with
for
us
showing
this
up.
evening.
I hope your hello came with the love on the heart button.
Yes. Thank you for the hello, but make sure you like it.
And you're following our social media.
Oh, I'm glad you guys are in here.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's our beauty that showed up.
Nice. Henzy says, good evening, ladies. Hi, Henzy.
Hi, Henzy. It's been
so
such a
happy
long
you're
time.
here.
Love you. Hi.
Love you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for showing up.
Ingolo says, Ingolo? Am I saying your name right? Says, yeah, cool. Okay, perfect. Thank you for liking. Thank you for following.
Ooh,
so yeah, let's get into it. What were you saying? Sorry, I interrupted.
No, I was just saying, definitely. Yeah, well, definitely. I'm just saying, this week has been really. I just been really noticing that a lot of people have just been. I know our rant last week was about racism and Haiti, and I feel like a lot of conversation is people just bringing those up, and it's just kind of annoying me because there's so much other things we should be worrying about in the world. And the reason why I think Game On is literally game on what you want to be and not what society has to talk about or what they're doing or what's happening. A lot of things has to be inner work. And I feel like a lot of people have not tapped into that. I feel like a lot of people are dismissing that. And a lot of this thing also comes with like relationships, like the people you deal with, the people that you're around, the circle that you're with. It's like
Right.
we have to start being more mindful of the things that we're choosing in life. And so that just came up to me, and like literally it's just been like a different story every single day, seeing things like, yeah.
Right. Indigene, Indigene. Sorry if I got that wrong, but hello, good evening, ladies. Hey, thank you for
Hey,
being
how is it
here.
going? Wow,
Shout
we
out to
feel
y'all in
like,
these comments.
I
Yes.
know. It's I haven't
Hmm.
even seen some of these names before. So thank you for showing
Yeah.
up. Make sure you're hitting the follow and liking and sharing this, and actually being involved as well in tonight's conversation. I mean, like I said, it's gonna be raw, it's gonna go all over the place. So we'll try to keep it informational and try to help as much as we can, giggle, have fun,
Hmm.
watch the game. Whatever.
Ibrahim says, hello, ladies. Good to see you, beautiful. Hey, good to see you
Hi. Good to see
too.
you too,
Thank
mommy.
you,
Thank you for
guys.
tuning in.
Okay. I think we got a lot of people in here, so we could get it going. Let's
We could
go.
get it going, get it flowing. Would you like to
Hmm.
get into conversation about relationships, or would you like to go into self-empowerment, self-realization?
Whatever
Where
you
do you
want to
want to
do.
head it?
You were talking about it, so go
But
ahead.
no, I was just saying, like, I feel like that we do need to tap into like ourselves.
Yeah.
This is the thing, and then also not be afraid of conversation where you kind of controlling your ego, And I feel like also people that just are triggered by the word ego as well. Like like control your ego, like. They're like, my ego? What are you talking about? That's not my ego. I'm calm. I'm, collective. And it's like, no, but I don't want to start off
I
negative.
think to go talking about what you were saying before
Yeah.
about like everybody commenting on kind of like the racism and all of those aspects that we keep on seeing pushed to us, the narrative of victimhood that in our community, where that's kind of like been the narrative continuously for just like years, but now it's even more like everything is racist, everything is oppressive and stuff like that, and kind of
Mhm.
just taking your power back and not allowing that to you know stop you or even be a factor. I think a lot of, like you were kind of telling me today about like people commenting and saying certain things about black and white and stuff all on the internet, but in real life, what are you actually doing? And I think
Mhm.
a lot of people just say a lot of stuff on the internet, but in real life, it's just not real life. And we have to remember, like, all of the things is just coming for your energy, trying to get a reaction out of you, trying to pull you in. I mean, you could scroll on Facebook like I've
Mhm.
done, and you go through the videos and it's fights, it's negativity, it's jokes about stupid things. It's never anything to make you a better person or to strive or go farther in life. It's just kind of there to entertain you. So just, I think if we just keep on remembering, like, most of the things that we're seeing is plain entertainment, and not to get your feelings so caught up in it,
Right. And then it's like
and
barely
and
a
think and base what you saw on the internet on your life, and then make that be the excuse to why you're not performing well, or the excuse to why things aren't working out in your favor. Instead of doing that, if they focus more on, okay, let me just get what I need to get done, and move forward like that, I think, yeah, like you said.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then it's also hard to even put information out there, or even information that you get, because the fact checkers are saying, like, you're claiming misinformation, or you're saying
Yeah.
partly false information. So it's like, what kind of information are you able to obtain as
I think that's like
you?
the annoying part about
Mhm.
like the times that we're in now, especially with,
Right.
the stuff that's going
The
on and everybody
sensitivity.
saying people are learning, people are giving out misinformation.
Right.
Like, the whole internet is misinformation. Like,
Mhm.
well, of course people have misinformation. Like, I don't know if it's like goes against what people want them to do, it's
Mhm.
misinformation. But if it could go both ways. Like everything on the internet is misinformation. Like it's not
Mhm.
100% for anybody. It's just not the narrative that wants to be spun. So yeah.
Mhm. So like if someone who's out there trying to figure out like where they, because we're in a woke point in our lives right now,
I
in this
think, okay,
society.
so I think because I learned this in the beginning of
Yeah.
my healing journey, my inner work
Right.
journey, was in the beginning of it, you're always gonna you're gonna look around at the world in front of you, right?
Right.
And if you're black, if you're white, you're going to connect with your culture. That's the first part of what quote unquote wokeism is, what it actually is, which is actually consciousness, being conscious, waking up
Right.
from the dream and getting into your reality, actually growing up and seeing what's around you. You know, when you're a kid, you don't actually see you don't understand what's going around you. And the whole idea of what woke was supposed to be was waking up to the truth, right? Waking up to
Right.
the system, matrix, whatever you want to call it. So in the
Mhm.
beginning stages of that, you're obviously going to look to your people. You're going to dig deep into your history. This is what a lot of melanated people are doing. They're going back into their culture. They're going into Africa. They're seeing the differences and stuff like that. That's how
Mhm.
most people start off. Whether you're white, maybe you have Greek heritage and you look more into that, and then you keep on going down the rabbit hole, and most black people end up in Egypt, and they, you know, start figuring those things out. But before they get there, see, even that's a little more advanced. Before they
Yeah.
get there, they start, the wokeness starts in social justice, right? If you
Mhm.
start to look at your community, you start to see, you know, what the government's about, what's going on there. And the problem with that is people stay there.
Mhm.
That is not where you need to stay, because when you continue on the journey, you realize that doesn't matter. Then you realize, you find out about the history and you're like, okay, that's great, but that doesn't matter. And then you have to turn to yourself, because your answers that you're really looking for, the things that you're really searching for, is
Mhm.
you. You're looking for yourself. You're not looking for, you know, a savior. You're looking for yourself. So
Mhm.
this is the journey a lot of people are taking, but I think that they're getting like bamboozled to stay in that one spot and just be worried about these social
Mhm.
issues. But it's like, what are you going to do for the social issues if you yourself aren't healed, if you yourself haven't discovered yourself, you haven't been within, you haven't, you know, been to the dark night of the soul? So I think that is,
Right.
you know, where everybody's going, because we're in the Aquarian age, and that's kind of where the consciousness of people is going as we evolve. But
Mhm.
if we just stop there, we're not gonna get to where we really want to go, which is towards ourselves, our true selves.
Right. And then I had another woman tell me, well, not even tell me, she had a discussion about how, you know, a lot of melanated women are going through a lot of things in this world, sex trafficking and all that stuff. And she's like, how are we
Right.
going to change this? And when we hear the narrative, what's the story that's going on? It's a different race. They're not talking about our race. They're talking about other, races.
Right.
And, they're putting all this information out about them, but there's nothing really about us and what we're going to do about it. And I'm like, instead of asking questions, I mean, like, if people they're upset with the information that's being put out in the world, and it's not about our particular race, why don't you as an individual create a way for, you to do the studies and
Yeah.
and and put that information out there so that there is a platform, and you can't just always try to find it from mainstream media to give it to you.
Right.
You can create that for
And
yourself.
I think that's the issue right
Mhm.
there, is like people thinking that somebody owes them something. This is
Right.
not your network. This is not your
Mhm.
media. This is not yours. This is
Mhm.
theirs, essentially,
Right.
right? So it's like,
Right.
you want to be involved, you're crying to be involved in somebody else's stuff. That's like going into
Mhm.
somebody's house and telling them, hey, I don't like the way you decorated this. Let me change everything up. They're going to
Mhm.
put out whatever story they want to put out.
Right.
Like, you're getting upset because it's not being promoted. They're not here for you. And that's the
Mhm.
thing that people like. I think that's kind of what messed people up, is like, no, we want to be involved. We want to be part of it. We want to be, and it's just like, that's so corny to me. That's so corny to me. Anybody who's like, oh, I want, whoa, sorry. It's kind of like, it's not yours. Like you
Not
can't tell people
yours.
what to put out. You can't tell people how if they're gonna promote that, hey, I don't remember the girl's name, but the one that was on the news of her being killed, kidnapped or whatever, that was
Oh,
all
by
over the
her.
news and all that.
Oh, by her man.
Boyfriend or
Yeah.
allegedly, I don't really
Yeah. I
know.
didn't even go into it. Yeah,
Um,
but I heard about it. Yeah.
but yeah, and that was the situation where they're saying, well, there are black kids that are gone missing and all this stuff,
Mhm.
and they're
Mhm.
not, getting the same publicity. But it's like, where is the black media giving them their publicity? It's like,
Right.
you can't, you're expecting somebody to do something for you. If they're not going to do it, they're just not going to do it. Why are you
Right.
crying about it?
Mm-hmm.
Create your own thing. Do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't force anybody to do anything. And as
Right.
much as they want to say, oh, well, inclusivity or affirmative action or all those other stuff, it's just like, you're just trying to be down with somebody who don't even care about you. Like, it to me is corny. It's
Yeah.
corny. And it's like weird, because it's like a lot of that information, I mean, come on. People are on the internet. People aren't even really watching the news like that. Like, people aren't paying attention like that. So but again, this is all fake talk, because most unfortunately, most melanated people are on the
Mhm.
shade room. They're being entertained. They're looking at reality television
Oh
shows.
yeah.
They don't
I
care
mean, like,
about these things.
take every
So
melanated
it's so
person's
fake.
phone right now. Take any melanated person's phone right now who's on social media. You'll see that they're following the shade room, and you're like, and then you
Not
wonder
only
why.
then, but I'm just saying,
No, I'm talking about,
this
because we're
is,
talking about our
yeah,
people, and I'm just
yeah,
saying, and that place is for the melanated people, and but the thing about that place is that it tells you what kind of place it is. It's called shade. Like, there's no
yeah,
good in here. There's only shade,
right,
and so,
right.
and that's what, and this is the thing. It's like, you get so drawn into this kind of mindset and this kind of behavior that you trickle it down to your relationships, and then you wonder why a man or a woman is treating you some type of way. It's because you have allowed them to, and then you're not able to, like you're saying, like, you can't change who somebody is. You can't come over there
Yeah,
and try to fix this place up, and you can, but then you've doing all the fixing, and then you left to the dust, because that person is grateful for all the help that you gave them, but now they can use all that and give it to somebody else. And
right.
so it's like,
The same thing that's being done. I mean, melanated people have been used to entertain people
yeah.
of all color, and then
Mhm.
who's actually getting paid from that? The
And then I
person that
also
they were
seen,
begging to put them on. So it's
uh-huh.
like, it's kind of just like ridiculous. It's like you're asking for power, or like some type of control in a place where it doesn't even belong to you. What
Mhm.
control and power can you have? The only thing you could do is not use it, not mess with them, boycott it, actually do something for real. But I think a lot of people just like to talk in theory and talk about, like, that's even like when people say, oh, representation, where's our representation? We need representation of a black person in this film. We need a gay person in this film. This representation,
Mhm.
like, all
They're
of
always
make it,
crying about something.
it's
It's like,
but is it actually going to fix the issues in the community? These are all like ridiculous things. Like I said to you before, it's kind of like
mhm.
we had no time to answer the questions on a test, and they just ask us, hey, what do you want? And we just start saying stupid things that don't actually make anybody better. They just, make people smile or laugh a little more, but it's not actually beneficial to anybody. But it's like, that's what we always get. And it's sad, but it's also like the reality of it. So it's like, whatever. Yeah.
It's just like the Haitian people. Like, sometimes we have to struggle, but then
Yeah.
you don't have to struggle. You choose to make a difference within your life. It's gonna be hard for us because they enslaved us. So, like, our mindset is
But you're not
enslaved.
enslaved anymore. No,
Exactly.
but you're not enslaved anymore
That's what
right
I'm
now.
saying.
Like, that's why it's so ridiculous that, like, people right now complaining about this is happening, racism, that, like, you
Yeah.
are living right now
You're
in the
actually
least
bringing
racist
that.
time in the whole
Yeah.
entire world. Like, think
Right.
about it. A lot of
Right.
women, like, all bodies, all faces, all ethnicities, all cultures are being celebrated because of social media. You can
Right.
go on social media and like you can put in like what like they say like I know this is weird, like dark skinned women. They're probably the most poppin' ones online, like
Mm-hmm.
underground, like where you look on their pages and it's like crazy good. And it like in society, it's like, oh no, this is not aesthetically good, whatever. But it's like, but everybody in real life still messes with it. The same thing,
Yeah.
like the whole fat acceptance and all that stuff. Like, so
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing about that is just like, we're not even in that time where it's like people are really being that oppressed. People are mostly being celebrated now more than
Right.
any other time. So it's just
Exactly.
like something to complain about that doesn't make
And it's
sense.
something to carry on. Like, it's literally them just bringing up the same old thing that's from the past that has nothing to do with them. Because,
Right
like,
now, it's
just
just
like,
for an
okay,
excuse.
let's use for instance, didn't Jesus died on the cross for all your sins and stuff like that? So people then go ahead and stop. Are still living in their sins? Like, are they still
Right.
living in the past sins? They keep bringing that stuff back, rewinding things completely. It, like the slavery thing, they got enslaved for you to not be enslaved, or to not think like, oh, I'm racist. They worked so hard for you to go to their schools,
I
so
think,
nobody, like, you
yeah.
know what I mean? So why are
I
we
just
bringing
think,
those
I think the
conversations up?
reason
Because the
why,
media is telling us to.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
stop having that
I think,
conversation. Even one moment, sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
even talking
Hmm.
to you like, oh, what kind of man do you date? Do you just only, I only date black men, like, I don't go outside of my race, or whatever the case may be. And then you talk to somebody who's outside of their race, they looking at you like, why you're not talking to our brothers? Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Everybody is a human being. We are beating the same heart. The heart looks the same as, you bleed red unless you bleed in something else. And it's just like, why are we continuously just like kind of like putting ourselves so low? It's like people enjoy the negativity. People enjoy to be low. They
Well,
don't like
yeah,
to put
that's why
themselves up.
reality shows make so much money. That's
Exactly,
the whole
because this is the life
idea.
that this is what people enjoy, and this is what they're saying. This is what the melanated people like. This is what the
Mm.
melanated people like. They like to be in this energy. So let's give it to them. Fight in, and like you said, you go on Facebook. It's like you're not really checking anything that's giving good information. You're just
And
seeing
if it is, it's
people
fake.
throwing
If
some
it is, it's
balls.
fake. If
Yeah, it's
something
fake.
happens to somebody, you can like it and thing, but you're not really liking it. You don't really care.
No.
People will tell you, "Oh, I'm gonna pray for you." They will never pray for you. That was the prayer right there. Like,
Right.
it's so fake, and it's like people think like, I
Hmm.
don't know, like kind of when you wake up to the reality of it and you can
Hmm.
be empathetic and you can feel people. And then when you realize like I can't feel you because you're being fake right now, it's kind of
Right.
like, yeah, like that.
And that's the
And
time we're in.
the good thing about it is I met a good handful of people who are woken up to that situation. And, we're all kind of in this like looking at it like this is ridiculous, like come
Hmm.
on, like we all know. But I think it's just the people who still want to live a victim mentality and still want to just have an excuse to not perform and do well. Like I said, right now is the opportunity is not even just in America, it's online. That's universal. That's all,
Hmm.
everywhere that gets internet.
Hmm.
Anybody can make an opportunity for themselves. Anybody can be accepted. You can find a man online and like you can literally be anybody. I remember seeing like this girl, she had like no teeth. And she was like, everybody keep asking me how I got a man. Don't worry about how I got a man, because she has a man or whatever, and she ain't got no teeth. And she's a melanated woman, and she's with a Caucasian man, and people are like, what the hell? And it's just like, that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter. But everybody kind of like acts like we're in a time where it's like you're so oppressed, there's no opportunity, there's nothing to go on. And it's just like the people who think like that, you'll see where they end up. And then everybody else who's thinking like, oh, there's plenty of opportunity, there's always, I can always find a way to win or get where I want, get to where I'm going. So
Hmm.
yeah, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And I think like also it's kind of like switching kind of topics, but uh it's interesting because I think like a lot of, like I was saying before about the consciousness and getting deeper into what you're actually going down the rabbit holes and then figuring
Hmm.
out The only rabbit hole I need to go down is my own
That's
mind
what you
and
come down to.
figuring that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
when you get to that point, you completely realize like it doesn't even matter. Like anything that happens, it just doesn't matter because life goes on. Like even if I died tonight, would it actually, it would matter to certain people, right? It would be an effect, but will it really matter? No, because I'm never gonna really die. Like I'm still gonna have a mind. I'm still gonna be somewhere in this universe. Either I come back here or I go wherever or something like that. So my life mentally still goes on, right? The same thing, so it's like every life goes on. And once you realize like life goes on, then you stop trying to hold on to like everything. You stop trying to like make people control people.
or
You stop
please
trying to like
people.
or please people. Yeah, right. Exactly. You just be like, all right, let me just live. Like forever, my slogan, what I would always say is like, what I live life for a living. That's all you got to do. Like just live. Like if people are racist and stuff, oh well, that's them. That's
not
their
your
bad
people. They're
energy.
not for you. Like they're not those people. Like you literally
yes,
bypass them.
right. And the same thing, like yes, Black Americans were enslaved, but also white people were enslaved before.
Everybody
They're
was
not
enslaved
holding on
before.
to that narrative.
They're
Their
enslaving people
ancestors
right
were
now.
enslaved.
They're enslaving people right now.
Yes, in the Middle East, people are still being enslaved right now. There are people being enslaved in America right now that we don't know about.
Exactly.
And like slavery is not unique just to Black Americans, and I think that's the part that they keep on messing themselves up is when they think like we went through this. Most cultures went through this. This is not slavery. They think it's just like a white person thing. Like Black people have been enslaving people for a very long time before the white man did. But this is something that is,
it's because they literally, this is the thing. It's
they
like,
have
this is
photos
what
of
we have to
Egyptians
do better
enslaving
as
white
melanated
people.
people. This is one thing that we do have to do better as
but when you
melanated people.
hold on, but when you identify with it the same way like Black Americans do, it holds you back, right? Because you're too identified to it. Because it was only 200 years ago, right? So it's it was so recent where it's like it's still your identity, and where Caucasians,
and they're teaching you about it.
Thousands of years since that was like a real relevant thing. So it's kind of like they're not holding on to that history because they were enslaved too. They're not thinking about their ancestors being enslaved or anything like that because that history is not even taught to them.
Like look at the Jewish people. They're popping right now, right? The Jewish?
But the Jewish people, the Holocaust with that, they use that as their power. They're not using it as, hey, this happened to us and stuff like that. No, they're like, this happened to us and now look at where we're at now. It's kind of a power switch. They have their own community. Like Black people could learn from Jewish people. It's like they have their own community. They, do business with themselves. They are serious about their culture, their family, building wealth, making sure that that is the most important thing, gaining wealth for their family and having that legacy where for generations that they're good because they took their pain, what they went through, and turned it into something positive for themselves. So yes. Goko says, you ladies are very interesting and beautiful as well. Thank you. Thank you, Goiko. Sorry if I didn't say that correctly.
Goyoko.
Goyoko. I like that. Go ahead.
Where are you from? Let us know in
the
chat. He said good morning, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
He said you ladies are very interesting and beautiful as well. Thank you. But go ahead, Kat.
Where do we leave off? I lose it a little bit. Yeah, well, you were just saying how they're structured their community and made something out of themselves. And I feel like once we get the habit of
turning that pain into power,
but the thing about the melanated people is like we can't do it together because there's so many of them.
Well, inner work can never be done with anybody else. It's just a personal thing.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. A lot of them have not healed their inner trauma, so it's going to be hard for them to connect with others to build And I feel like once we start working on our inner self and go through the rabbit hole and kind of figure it out, and I think that the more, there's a lot of us that's out there changing the world, that's doing good for the melanated people,
Yeah.
especially for the women. I don't, and even with the men, I see a lot of men in different states.
I mean, Sevan Balmer, you guys
Exactly.
already know
Yeah.
Tribe.
Right.
We got to have him back on the show. That was such a
Yeah.
good show. Both of those
Right.
shows, having him on and talking about that. Yeah, there's a bunch. I mean,
Exactly.
Enki,
Right.
there's a bunch.
Yeah.
Focus, yes, you said it right. I'm in Montreal. Okay, Montreal. Okay.
Mhm.
It's Serbian Russian name. The other half is French Canadian. Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
I knew that was
nice.
French. I was like, Le Frere. Oh, so you're Serbian Russian? Nice.
Serbian. Nice. Look at, we got people from all over the world. So
The Middle
welcome.
East, we
Welcome
got
to No Things Around Your
Northeast,
podcast.
Northeast, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. I'm
But
glad to
yeah.
have you on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, girl, it's really comes down to the, like, if we can all just take that time to do the inner work, like once you do that, you can set everybody straight. And even the relationships that you deal with, like the ones from the past, it's like you're no longer repeating that same cycle. Those people,
Right.
because it seems like sometimes like you date somebody and they similar to the next person that you dated, especially if you didn't level up. When you're leveling down,
Right.
and then you know,
You're gonna
I
keep
don't
on
want to.
attracting the same person.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
and the thing about the show is like I do not like to talk about this kind of topic, putting people down. I know that there's a lot of people in the world, especially here on Nothing's Wrong podcast. I'm sure you guys are all doing great, but there's a lot of people who are actually doing not the best. And they try to hear the information, but then they don't fix it. And that's the problem. And the reason why I'm continuing to speak, because I know you need somebody to speak for you. I know that you need somebody to like, oh my God, like I was thinking that, like I wanted to work on that.
But I think, yeah,
but it's
like you said, no, I was saying, like you said, in relationships is like kind of just the narrative. Like, come on, think about it. Right now, what's the narrative? All men cheat. It's like, if you already have a mindset that all men cheat, you're only going to attract the cheater. Because obviously not all men cheat.
I used to say that. You know what's so funny? I used to say that.
That's the problem.
To be
because
honest,
obviously I've met so many men that are completely in love with their woman that they wouldn't even cheat on her. Why do they have to cheat? Like, I'm not in a relationship now that I think that that person would want to cheat on me. So like at the same time, it's just kind of like, if you come in with the mindset, oh, this person's always like this, or everybody does that, the universe is going to prove you right. That's all it could do is say, oh, okay, that's what you want then. You say, all men cheat, so you gonna get it. That's what you want. And I think the narrative of continuously just saying negative things and being like, oh, well, that's just, you know, what everybody does.
That's just what happens to me. Like, this
that's
is what
how
I get.
it is. This is
how
me.
I am.
This is how I attract. I always attract this kind of person. And it's kind of like, okay, do you not want to attract that person, or you just
okay, listen to the ladies that attracts these things. Now, I know it's hard for you to understand. And I know you're like, girl. Really, my beautiful sister, my beautiful queen. That man is trash. I don't know why you want to keep dealing with that. You can understand that you are a beautiful woman. Everybody's beautiful on their own way. I feel like a lot of women, they're insecure. You know, they're saying, well, I don't look like a model. I don't look like the best looking person. Like, you know, my attitude is not right, you know.
So fix it.
You know, I have kids.
If you don't think that,
like,
if you don't think you're the best looking person, like, it's 2021. We could just fix that real quick. Makeup could fix it. Surgery could fix it. The gym could fix it.
Makeup like, don't need to fix it, honey. No. Listen, let me tell you something.
No, but I'm saying have to wait makeup.
Just like your first story that you told me. You just said a woman with no teeth, got herself a man. So it doesn't come down to like on some real stuff. People think that beautiful women be winning. Beautiful women be winning. No, It's not even
Not
about
if
your
her
beauty.
attitude ain't right, because the
Right.
man will
So
leave you. It could be like, she's beautiful, but I don't want to
that
deal with
girl is
that girl.
crazy in the
And
head.
it's trash. And it be
So you
done.
can be
People like, I'll
beautiful, and there's a
smash and
lot of
leave.
beautiful,
Yeah.
yeah, and there's a lot of beautiful women feeling very depressed right now because they're
Duh,
like,
we live
I'm
in
so
LA.
beautiful.
There's so many
I'm so
beautiful women
beautiful.
where it's like,
I'm not
whatever.
married. I don't have a boyfriend. I keep dating all these guys and they
Mm-hmm.
won't take me seriously. That's
Mm-hmm.
when you have to do the inner work and not be like, well, I'm beautiful, I'm gonna get somebody, and then the next guy you get, he's doing the same thing that the other ones were doing. It comes down to your inner
To
work,
you.
ladies.
Yeah. It's like when you,
Blame
mm-hmm.
yourself. Don't blame
Right.
them. Well, he's doing this, he's doing that. No, it has to come down to self, and it has to come down to
Mm-hmm.
realization. Like, hold on, wait a minute.
Why am I attracting
What
this?
is going on
What
with
am
me?
I doing?
Right.
Yeah. And that's the truth, because if somebody, like, in reality, like,
Right.
everybody's gonna gauge where you're at. If you're doing
Mm-hmm.
too good towards people, you're gonna see, like, the people who can't keep up with that, they're gonna be like, oh, I don't really mess with her and stuff like that.
Right.
Or you're always gonna attract your right type of people. It's just
Mm-hmm.
how we click up in the world. It's just what law of attraction, so they say. So it's kind of like, point to yourself. If you're
Mm-hmm.
attracting a bad person and stuff, like, do the work. You got to do. And I don't care if you're beautiful. You're something inside of you is messed up. And the reason why we know that is because you keep on manifesting some messed up guy. So there's something there that needs to be worked on. That's nothing wrong with that. When I figured that out, like, honestly, I was
Mm-hmm.
so happy. I was like, oh, I can fix this. It's in
Mm-hmm.
my control. It has nothing to do with that person. Perfect. So let me go
Mm-hmm.
fix my problem so then I can get what I
Right.
actually want. It's just kind of like solution based thinking. Stop
Mm-hmm.
like complaining and be like, oh, there's a problem, this problem. It's like, okay, but what's the solution? Because we can't
Right.
just focus on the problem all day.
And I feel like a lot of things that women do is play games. And so we wonder why
With
relationships
themselves.
don't work. Yeah,
You
with
play games
themselves.
with
And then they
yourself
think
when you
they're
know you
playing
ain't got
games
no
with the
time to play no
guy.
games.
No, even playing games with the guy. Like they think that they're playing games with the guy. And then, when there's situations where they're trying to like punish them and stuff like that, like I feel like we need to start having natural causes happen instead of us trying to plan on making things worse than they are. It's just like, why you're not in a real relationship if you're playing games. Like
No,
this
yeah,
is not
100%. If you're
a
playing games, you're
game
not in a real
place.
relationship.
Like,
That's,
first of
yeah.
all, that game stuff is what got me in trouble because back in the day, I was
Yep.
playing games like it was nobody's business. And I thought I was
Yeah.
ahead of the game. And it was like, no, honey, this is not the way relationship works. It's not the way life works. You shouldn't be playing games unless you want to like really play. And you got the real
Right.
guns to play,
But the
But
thing of it is like, don't play games, but still know it's a game. Like, when you
exactly.
know
The whole
that,
thing is a game.
that's
Yes.
what I'm saying. Like, just like, okay, I'm sorry, I keep looking over here because I'm watching
Yeah,
the
no
game at the
worries.
same time. It's
Where we
like
at?
they're playing a game, but they know it's
Mhm.
not a game. You get what
Right.
I'm saying?
Because they
They're
know
playing the
they got
game because
they're
they
gonna
know
get a
it's a game,
paycheck.
but they're not
It's
playing
still
it.
work.
It's not a game. So it's the same
Right.
thing like a relationship. Yeah, it's all a game. Life is game
Right.
life, right? Everything's a
Mm-hmm.
game technically, because
Right.
there's levels to this. But
Mm-hmm.
you got to remember, like, it's not a game. So how are you going to perform in it? Because it's like it's a game, but it's not you can't play games. You get what I'm saying with it. But it's kind
Yeah,
of,
it's a
it's
game,
just,
but you can't play games. But it is
but don't
game,
play
but you
games.
can't play.
But it is
Yeah.
a game. Yeah, exactly.
Right. We get it.
Exactly.
We get it. Y'all got it? Good.
Y'all got it.
So
Let us know if y'all got it. But no,
that's
it's
the
true.
thing. It's
Like,
like when I said natural
mhm.
causes, that mean let the world,
Consequences.
let the
Yeah.
universe handle that. You don't gotta
I
handle it.
think
You don't gotta go out there and key that person's car, call their baby
it's
mama or
revenge.
whatever the
Like,
crazy stuff
oh,
that
he
y'all like
cheated
to
on
do.
me, so I'm gonna go cheat on him. Like, that stuff is
Yeah.
so corny. Like, come on, man. Like, what kind of, like, oh, you did something stupid, so I'm gonna go do the same stupid thing you did. Okay, so now we're both stupid. Like, that
Now
doesn't
we're
make
all
any
kids.
sense. Now we're
Who's
all
the
kids, and
adult
now we're
here?
all
Who's
stupid.
taking this
Who's
relationship
exactly?
seriously?
Who's the adult
Nobody.
who's taking this relationship? Nobody. Nobody. Because it's a game. Because you're
Mm-hmm.
playing games. But when
Mm-hmm.
you're serious, yo, you don't got time to be doing any of that. Like, and the
Mm-hmm.
reality of it is, like, you want your relationship to be good. Like, you don't want to have like a problem in your relationship. You got problems everywhere else, in business and work and
You need
driving,
somebody to
road
rely
rage, all that
on.
other stuff. Why do you want to have drama with this person who you're
Mhm.
supposed to be loving and building a perfect life
Talk to
with?
the men about that too, because the men need to understand that. Because yes, us
Yeah.
women, we do a lot of crazy things. We like to play a lot, and we like to, mess our opportunities up because we like
But I
self.
think a man's gonna play with you as much as you let him play with you. Because a man who's
Mhm.
about playing games and he see you ain't about the game, he gonna do one or two things: stop playing games, or he gonna leave.
Mhm.
Either one is fine. Either one is fine.
And
And
we
I
gotta
think once
accept
women are
that.
okay with men
Right.
stepping out of your life, I think that's the
Mhm.
main thing. Is like women are like, does he like me? Does he like me? Does he approve of me? It's like, do you like
Mhm.
him? Do you approve of him? Oh, if not,
Right.
get the set. Like, why
Mhm.
are we as women always prone to like trying to please somebody or make somebody accept us? Who
Because
cares
I know
what
who
he
cares,
thinks? If you
honey.
don't like
I
him,
know.
no, no,
I
no. I'm just
understand
saying,
that.
not you, but
No,
I'm
but I'm
just
just
saying
telling you,
the
I'm saying on
idea.
the other side. I
Mm-hmm.
have to explain, me, I'm a devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, my heart goes out to each and every one of us, because their mindset is so like stuck in the part of what that person thinks of them. Why didn't they do this? Why am I not working out for you? When it should be like, okay, it is what it is, but it's
Yeah,
so hard because they're literally giving their heart to them. Like, here you go. And it's like, you
but they
can't
don't
give
want
people
it.
your heart. No, they don't
And
know
so
you.
it's like, oh, okay, give it back. Take it
Give it
back.
back.
Like, oh, you don't want it?
They
Okay, cool. Like, it's not
they
the end of the
literally threw it
world.
back to you. And they was like,
They're like, nah, I don't want it. It's like, oh,
right,
okay, cool. Like, I'll never
right.
offer it to you again. Like, what's the big deal? It's just
Because they put
it's
they
overly
this is
emotional.
putting so much time and effort.
Would you
Because
want
what
anybody who threw your heart, if you gave them your heart and they threw it, would you even want them anymore? Or would you be
I
looking
seen
at
a
them like,
post on
oh, okay, I don't
Facebook.
mess with you?
I seen a post on Facebook. This guy married this woman, and
Hmm.
he literally. Okay, first thing she did was she had an affair with his friend and had a
Hmm.
baby,
Hmm.
and they're married. The second thing he did, they got into a fight, and she sliced him in his neck. He's still with her. Then she sliced him in his neck again in the back of his head, and he's still with her. And he said, "You know what? I made a vow to death do us part."
And she gonna kill you. And that's what she's about to do. I'm gonna kill you so I can go do what I really want to do. Like, it's pathetic, and it's honestly, it comes down to self-love, right? Because if you love yourself, you'll never put yourself through that. If you actually love yourself and you see like, hey, this is not the right person for me,
Trauma
I
love.
care enough about myself where I'm not
Mhm.
interested in, I can't do a disservice with myself. I gotta live with myself. Nobody else can hear the thoughts in my head. Like, I gotta
Mhm.
live with me. So it's
Mhm.
like, I'm not gonna like shoot myself in the foot for somebody else to be happy. Like, that doesn't make any sense. I didn't come to this world to suffer for somebody who doesn't care about me. So
Mhm.
in the same sense, it's kind of like that letting go. It's like I said, when you do this inner work, you learn the power of letting go.
Mhm.
It gives you your power back. You're no longer attached to the how things are going to work out, how things are going to be, and then you realize things work out better in your favor.
Right.
So you don't have to play games. You don't have to,
Mhm.
stick it out for the best. If somebody shows you who they are, if they show you, hey, I'm not really in this 100%. I want to sleep with somebody else. I want to do this, or I'm physically violent with you, or whatever the situation may be. Like, yo, take the hint. Like, this is,
Mhm.
and
You.
I get it. We
Yeah.
have a lot of uh mental, what do they call it these days, mental health issues, right?
Mhm.
But we always had mental health issues. It's just now it's popular and cool to say it, and
Yeah.
it's
To
cool
say.
to be in that energy, but we always had mental health issues. You think you're the only one who had mental health issues? Like, they think like mental health issues just started today. Like, how can you say that when slavery happened? How can you say that when people had to go hunt for their food? Like, clearly people had issues, so, and that are seemingly way bigger than what you're dealing with now. And it's just like, stop being weak, stop being a punk. Like, where's your strength? If you don't have your strength, like, find it. You got kids, that's your why. Have strength for
Mhm.
your kids. You believe in a religion, find your strength within that religion. You do whatever. Like, I think people need to be like encouraging finding your strength rather than
Mhm.
encouraging mental health. Yes, mental health. Yes. It's like, that's not a solution. Just telling me you have mental health issues, that's not going to give you anything.
Right.
It's nothing. It's not going to do anything for you. It's just going
Mhm.
to make you continue to give yourself an excuse. I have mental issues. Like, people like, oh, I'm depressed. I went through depression. Bro,
Mhm.
everybody's depressed. Like, who could
I
be
mean,
happy
we
right
all
now?
went
You're
through depression.
bombarded with bad information and
Right.
negativity every single day. How could you not be depressed? This is not a new story for anybody. We're all depressed. We're all put in a state of depression. It's how you handle your depression. You're
Right.
not unique. We're all going through it. We're all here. Like, I don't,
Mhm.
and I know that I'm saying, and it sounds like, oh, not empathetic, but I'm so empathetic. I feel for people. I want, the best for everybody. I feel when people cry. I cry for everything. Like, I watch something, I'll feel it, I'll start crying with them.
Oh
But
yeah.
I always have to remember, like, yo, that crying, that feeling down, that feeling low is not gonna get me anywhere that I want to
But
be or where I
but
want to
it
go.
will help you. The
Yeah,
crying
once you
does
stop
help.
crying and get to work, cry for today, but go get to work tomorrow to
Yeah.
change the narrative. Like,
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I'm complaining, but yeah,
I
it's because
know. I
I
didn't
went
want
through
the
it. Like, if
show
I
to be
didn't go
about
through
like
it,
beating people. I feel like literally
mhm,
people got beat. Like, it's like,
you
why
should
do I
get
gotta
beat.
be?
You should get beat. I
I don't
would
want to get
rather
beat.
somebody be brutally honest with me than, tell me sweet lies. Like,
I
that's
just
so
want y'all
corny.
to level up because moving forward, 2022, 23, we're not gonna be on
Hmm.
y'all level. So if y'all not gonna level up for real, then you're gonna be acting as if you're leveled up and it's gonna not work. You know what I
Right,
mean? Like you act okay, so I'm gonna buy this nice car, but you're broke. Like you don't got money.
right,
Like this
right.
car that you
It
got,
doesn't
like
go together. Right.
right. So it's like stop
It's
faking
like
it.
looking
Like
all cute, but never take
right,
a shower.
exactly.
Like,
All
it
this and
doesn't
I'm
make sense.
depressed. It's like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
yeah, we suffer the people who suffer this way, it's time to release that. The game is over. Stop playing games with yourself. Know that you're in a matrix. Know that you're going through stuff. I had someone ask me like recently again, another person asked me, "Oh, what are we gonna do about this whole CV thing?"
Hmm.
Um, and I'm
Wait.
like, sure.
Goyoko says, "May I have your name so I can follow you on Facebook or something?" Oh, yeah, sure. Follow Nothing's Wrong podcast, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm Isala on Facebook, ISALA. And I don't know your Facebook.
I don't like to put my
We'll
information.
find we'll find her on Nothing's Wrong podcast, and then you'll
Mhm.
find us on
Nothing's
there
wrong
through
podcast.
there, the
Yeah,
podcast.
mine
And
is
you'll
too.
find
Not.
Katerina Rostova.
It's not Katarina Rostova on there, but that is who I am, Yeah, I was like, oh, what am I gonna do about this CV thing? And they was like, oh, can you bring that up on your show? And I was like, oh God. All
Hmm.
right, well, I don't want them to do anything. So I was doing some research. So if you're crying about the CV, it looks like they're kind of trying to push this whole thing for people to make sure that they get V. And so a lot of people have been brainwashed and manipulated to just get it because they feel like their life is over. And so they're like, oh, my life is over. So if I don't do it, then I'm not able to travel. I'm not able to do stuff. I'm not able to like live life. So I'm going to go
Hmm.
ahead and go do it. And I'm like, yeah, it's your choice. It's what you want, and
Hmm.
it's really up to you. But I know a lot of people couldn't make it up to themselves anymore. A lot of people's like, yeah, like I'm not with it. But then they had no choice because they had to go to work and they had to do stuff. So this person's on a standstill because it's almost time for them to actually make it law that you need to. Uh, it's just all real talk, but companies and businesses are doing it, but it's not true because I help companies and I work with companies. A lot of companies are not really implementing it as they should, as they want them to,
But I
but
think
I think it's
mhm.
really, because people think that it is what it is because of the news and the media and everybody's telling them that, but it's not even it. Like, if you're not working for the hospitals, like, they're not really asking for you to do that, even though they have to, but they're not really
Yeah.
going out there really asking you. They just expect
Yeah.
that you already are, you know,
Yeah.
just
Right.
until you go into California. California is actually doing what they're doing. So
Yeah.
I found
Which
out that
is all
you
political.
can
So
use
yeah.
an the exemption that you can, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
the exemption you can use is religious purpose and personal use. I'm at personal discretion, but the personal
Mm-hmm.
discretion is actually not going to work because they're actually, that Mr.
Declining
B
certain
is
people.
going to
Mm-hmm.
put it in law that that's going to be taken off as a discretion. Like, you can't use that. So religion purpose, look online, figure out what religion doesn't take
I mean,
these, and figure it out.
the whole idea about that, the whole idea of that is really ridiculous, and we all
Right.
know it is. And I think the more people comply, it's just going to continue to
This is the
bring the
problem
more
that I
ridiculous
have with
out.
America. This is what I have with America. They're so brainwashed to be like, I'm gonna listen to what they have to say and I'm gonna follow the law. No, if we all stopped eating at these restaurants, stop shopping at these places, and just stop giving them any kind of money, watch what they're gonna do. They're gonna follow your lead because guess what? You're in charge. But no, you want to
Right.
give them the key. So let them take the key, and this is what we have to go through. Because let me tell you something. If there was so many people out there standing up to be a human being and stand up for being a human being and doing what it takes to be sovereign or whatever the case may be for themselves, I would be right behind them. But nobody's doing that. So I have to mind my business. So,
Right.
you know,
At the end of the day,
that's
it's kind of like this, like you can it's just all ridiculous.
you don't
And
even have to worry about that. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I
once
don't
you
even
level
worry
up
about it
with
because
yourself,
it's just
exactly.
so
It's not your
ridiculous. And
business.
nobody, I mean, it literally, if you did not figure this stuff out yet for these, 18 months or whatever months we've been in this, then you're not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
And when they try to tell you that it's now a war with the unvaccinated, that's a complete lie.
Don't say
It
that
has
word. We use V
Okay,
here. We don't
well,
need no
V,
problems.
it's a complete lie. If you look at the people who are actually dying and stuff, it's underlining issues with those people who already have an issue with their health, meaning that they're out of shape, obese people who already have cardio. Like, if you're in great shape and great health and your cardio's up and stuff like that, there's no way you're not going to be able to breathe. There's no way you're not going to be able to your immune system won't be able to fight it. This is an it's it's sad because it's not being, like, you're not being told the safest thing to do this is to get this V. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous. The safest thing is to be healthy. The safest thing is to work on your health for a whole
Mm-hmm.
year. You
Mm-hmm.
know how all the obese people could have been in great shape if
Great
they
shape.
told
Yeah.
them the truth, like, hey,
Yeah.
you will pass away if you do not stop eating this and work out and do that.
Right.
How, America would, because we're like, most people in America are obese, the weight will change drastically.
More
Everybody
people
who's
got
as
overweight.
serious as
More
they
people.
are
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, oh, this is the safest thing to do. This is the safe. But maybe an overweight person who doesn't want to lose weight. But if you're young, healthy, you take care of yourself, you have a strong immune system, like, you have nothing to worry about. Your natural immunity is way better than that. And at the same time,
Right.
it doesn't even matter because you can still get it with
Yeah.
that.
And they want you to
And
get more.
the
They
only
want
thing
you to
is,
put
okay, you
B's
may
on
not
it.
be hospitalized, but, like, you wasn't going to get hospitalized anyways if you were in great
Taking care
shape
of
and
your
great
health.
health.
Right.
So it's just all ridiculous. But, I think people should go get it so they can, stop the ridiculousness. So everybody who's going to get conned to go get it, yes, go get it so we can, like, end this and they can get what they want and we could just move on from it, because it's so annoying. And it's like old, like, I was over this conversation and I'm
Yeah.
so surprised, and they keep on forcing this conversation on everybody,
Right.
because
Everybody.
I'm like, aren't y'all attention spans, like, short? Like, why are we still talking about this same situation?
Because this is
Like,
what the
because
agenda
media keeps
is.
pushing it. Like, where's
Right.
Ebola? Let's talk about SARS. Let's talk
And
about
that's
other
happening right
diseases.
now.
Where's heart disease? Isn't that the
Mm-hmm.
number one killer? Now we're talking about this is the number one killer. Like, come on, man. Like, yo, people are killing themselves in a way different way rather than this. And like I said, if you made it through this long, and I know they're trying to say, oh, if you made it through this long, and especially if you're a young, healthy person, you have nothing to worry about. Just keep on focusing on being healthy and living your life, like,
Yeah,
straight up.
that's number one. But a lot of
Yeah.
them are fearful because, like I said, a
I
lot of
mean, if
young
they're gonna
people.
take your job or whatever, then be creative. Like, people be scared about nothing. Like, what's gonna happen? Like, what's the worst thing that could happen? You lose your job, you get another one. Like, people act like things
But
be
they're like,
like the
well, I
worst
can't get
thing.
another one because every place is asking for that. And I'm like, no, they're
No, they're
not.
not. No,
No,
they're
they're not.
not.
Go
No,
to a
they're
small
not.
company because
And
they're
if
only
every
really
place
asking
is,
it for the
then
people
get
who have
remote.
500
Then
or
get
something.
remote.
Right. Go
Yeah.
remote.
Go to a
Yeah.
smaller company. Start your own
Mm-hmm.
business.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So sorry,
Save your
guys.
money.
Patriots lost. So
I knew they were going to lose because Tom Brady's over there showing his butt off.
I'm.
It's not even a big deal because I don't even really care. None of those people pay for me to be like people be so obsessed on things that don't even matter to them. They'll die for this football thing, but they won't die for the whatever.
Okay. Right. Because that's the thing. Are you not entertained? That's
Yeah,
the
that's
whole
what they
thing.
do. They just
Entertainment
entertain y'all. Y'all
is
got
what
mad things
what
you
was
need
it?
to
I
worry
think
about.
Angry Birds. Remember that
Mm-hmm.
movie Angry Birds? I
Mm-hmm.
know everybody
Mm-hmm.
played the game. Remember Angry Birds when they were taking
Right.
over that island? What did they do?
Mm-hmm.
They threw them a party. They made
Right.
them while they brought them all to one side of the island.
Mm-hmm.
They said,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, we got all this entertainment for you." While they were on the other side of the island, robbing and burning down their stuff and taking everything from them. That's the thing that keeps on happening. You keep on getting distracted with
That's
entertainment. You're
exactly
not
what
gonna
Caesar did
realize
too.
that actually what they're doing behind you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Men get caught up like this all the time and they still don't learn, because men, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they'll be entertained and get with some girls and have a couple of drinks, start doing drugs, she'll start drugging you and you getting entertained, you entertain whole time she robbing you. Like, this
Mm-hmm.
is what people do. They distract you with entertainment so they can do what they actually want to do to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's the oldest
Mm-hmm.
trick in the book, but I mean,
Right.
y'all, I'm just trying to put everybody on game.
That's all. That's all. Just
That's
so
it.
that you can level up and do what you need to do in this world because clearly they're in control. So it's either that you're going to give them control or take your control back. So I take
Right.
my control and I control what's going on in my life. And I hope the same for you all. But I know you guys
Right.
have so much bills to pay, so much things to do. So you are
If you got so much bills
manipulated.
to pay, like, let it go. Like, claim
That's
bankruptcy. Like, what are
I
you
remember
talking
when I
about?
was
Like, why do
younger,
you
when I
have so
didn't pay
much
my
bills? Like,
bills.
yo,
When
cut
I
the
didn't pay
bills.
my bills when I was younger, literally, I didn't care. It's like they can come get me
Yeah.
all they want. They can do what they want from me. I'm gonna suffer
Right
later
now,
on in
like,
life.
dude, you
I'm
could
gonna enjoy
claim
my life.
COVID took your job. Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, this is
Right.
the thing. Is like, become remote. Be an internet nomad. Do
Mm-hmm.
something. Be creative.
Mm-hmm.
Figure something else out. And I
Make
think
a
it's
plan
because
out of your
people.
life. This is the thing. A lot of people don't plan things out. Like they don't
Mm-hmm.
plan what they want their husbands to look like or
Mm-hmm.
what their children to look like or what sometimes they do because some people are like, oh, I want my child to have nice eyes and pretty, so they go and date a
That's
lighter man or
ridiculous.
whatever.
That's
I know
ridiculous.
it's ridiculous. I know it sounds
People
crazy, but
not plan. Yeah, people plan
listen,
about those
this is
things. Oh,
this
I
is
want a kid that look like this, and I want this,
right.
and my kid's gonna be so cute. But like,
Yeah.
you're not even planning your kid to be intelligent. You're talking about the wrong thing. Oh, my
This is
kid's so cute, man.
yeah.
I don't care how cute your kid is. How's
Is your
your
kid
kid doing in
smart?
school? Is it a
Right.
high achiever? Like, what's your kid doing? Oh, but he's so cute. He got all the girls on him. Look at him. Look,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
girl, you
Mm-hmm.
gonna raise a dusty. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. Because in the
Mm-hmm.
reality of it is stop
Mm-hmm.
focusing on things that do not matter. That does
Mm-mm.
not matter.
Those clothes that you buy your kids, they grow out of them. That's
They
the
don't
thing. They're trying to
matter.
make their kids so fly, throw their kids flyest birthday parties, and it was like, well, your kids, do you want your kids to go to college? Do you want them to be successful? Do you want them, do you want to invest in something else, like maybe a business? Like I've met this guy
Or
who
buy them some
invested
stocks or bonds.
invested in a
Invest
property
in,
for
yeah.
his child.
Oh
I've
yeah.
been connecting with people that have been like, it's amazing, the people I've been connecting with, and how
But because
smart
but
of the
you see,
decisions that
but
they
hold
made.
on. You see
Yeah,
why you connect to such high level people?
right,
Because that's where you're at. If you
right.
have a mindset
Even if you're
like that,
not
there
there
are
though,
people that
sweetie.
will never know. There are people that will never come across those kind of people. There are people
Right.
that will never meet somebody who's performing on such a high level. But
Hmm.
the reason why you do is because you yourself are performing at a high level. Like you got to know, like the world can only reflect back to you what you are. It's
Right.
just a reflection. Like I said in past shows, like we're all just in this, giving each of us a show. Because I'm not the main character in everybody's show. I'm background in some people's show. I'm supporting in some people's show. But I'm definitely showing them themselves however they experience me, right? I'm definitely
Right.
giving them a mirror back to themselves, because that's all I
Hmm.
can do. Because I can only be, that's our energies are talking to each other before we even open our mouths.
Yeah.
So you got to remember that. It's like if you want to be around people who are at a higher level, playing at a higher level, or are attracting certain things that you want to attract, you yourself have to become that person. If you want to be around impressive people, you have to be impressive yourself. I'm not saying you have to be the smartest person, but whatever you're passionate about, you should be able to speak about that and really be passionate about something,
Right.
anything.
Yeah.
But a
And
lot
another
of
thing,
mhm.
no, I'm just saying, like, even for the people who aren't even on that level, I feel like they can also fake it till you make it. Because, like, if you take
For
yourself out of
sure,
that surrounding,
that's
you
called
get yourself, maybe
yeah.
you live in the hood, but I'm gonna go now. All I'm gonna do is go grocery shopping or eat my
Right,
dinners out there because I
right.
want to meet those kind of people. I want to
Yep.
attract those kind of people. And I feel like a lot of people can do that. I feel like you don't have to live in the
If
most
you have a
expensive places.
job, you should not be
Yeah,
living in the hood. I think this is the problem with a
that
lot of
too.
people, is that they're not being realistic. Your safety should be the most important thing to you.
Mhm.
And if you're not safe, I don't care if you got to go live in a 500 square foot studio
Studio.
or whatever it
Hmm.
is. Like, I don't care. Get yourself in a safer neighborhood.
Hmm.
Nobody, especially no woman, needs to be, or young woman, need to be in the hood.
Let
That's
me tell you,
not,
you
you're
are
not going to attract
absolutely right.
anything good. How are you going to be a woman living in the hood? Who going to drive up and pick you up? Not no guy that's about anything. He going to drive up and say, "Oh, this would no." You don't need that. You don't need that. So I
Yeah,
always suggest, like, if you don't live in the nicest place, your first thing you need to be focusing on is moving to a better neighborhood. And I don't
exactly. And
care how
right.
small the apartment is, it needs to be a really good neighborhood. So then you can, you
You
minimize
know what
everything. You could eat
happens?
there. You don't. Mm-hmm.
You know what happens when you do that? You move to a, like, okay, say for instance you move to a studio, right? And you live in like Beverly Hills in a studio.
Right.
And you're paying like, and you'll be shocked that you found a spot because your mindset is getting you found you a spot that's affordable for you, and you're like, oh
Right.
my god, this is affordable in Beverly Hills for me.
Right.
Yes, because this is the thing, people are so
That's
afraid
how the
to
world
move
works, but
forward,
people get
to
tricked
move
into
forward.
thinking that it doesn't work like that.
Exactly. And guess what happens? Maybe the next place you level up, right? And you go, you meet yourself in a 2 bedroom, and you're like in the, like somewhere in the hills, like, or
Mm-hmm.
somewhere, whatever is beautiful that you live, whatever, and you're up there, and you're like, oh wow, like I got to this level, because guess what happened? Your money leveled up, because your money, like, this is the thing, your money's only going to
And
get
you're
higher,
around
right?
people who you can't attract good, great wealth if
Yes,
you're in the hood. It
right.
doesn't make
No,
sense,
no,
because where
it's
you're at,
no.
because what they say, the people, show me who your friends are, I'll show you who you
Mhm.
are, type of thing. Like, you are where you're at. You're
Yeah.
going to, so you can't be in that and then think, oh, I'm gonna be like this person. No, you got to get
Mhm.
yourself out of there. Like,
Right.
stop. Like, I think it's just kind of like just ridiculous situation. You don't
Mhm.
have to live like, you can move out a little further and still be in a nice neighborhood for the same price that you're paying for the hood. Like, that's the reality of it. But it's like people kind of just want to stay where they're comfortable and where they're at, but you can't grow there. But I definitely
and even if
think
they're not
all
trying to
women
stay comfortable, I
need to
think
be
that
getting out
it's
the
like
hood. Shouldn't
I think
definitely
it I
no
think that
man need to
comes
be there,
down
but definitely no woman need to be there.
right. I
That's
think it
not
also
safe and
comes
that's
down
not smart.
I think it also comes down to money. It comes down to, you know, the affordability. Everybody want
I
to
would
be
rather
affordable
spend
with.
most of my money on rent at a better
That's what I'm
location
saying. But
than
first,
anything else.
before
I
you
could
do
look like
that,
I could wear the same dress every day, but if I'm living in Beverly Hills, what's the problem? Like,
exactly.
what's the
But
problem? I bet you there won't be no problem.
this is
I'm
the
sure there
thing.
won't be no problem.
You have to have that energy of like, okay, this is why I'm doing this. This is why
Right.
the whole money saving thing, because everybody's problem is money. Like the
Yeah.
squad that show that's popular on
Squid
Netflix.
Games.
Squid Game. I said Squad Game. It's all about games, and all these people are really doing is trying to win some money, right?
Right. Right.
Billions of dollars, and you die for money. Everybody will die for money. Everybody does everything for money. It's a money thing. Like we're addicted to this money, but then we're also there's a lot of people who's afraid of money, so they don't want to level up. They don't want to get to like, oh, they don't think that they can get this better opportunity, and it's like this money thing
they
is
want
all
money but
conversation.
also afraid of it. Yeah.
We live in a world, we live in a country where there's no real money. They're broke. They're about to shut down their government because they ain't got no
literally they're trying to borrow trillions of dollars still now because they're still broke. Like,
and then
so
they give money.
No money here is actual money because we're all broke here.
So look at your country.
Tripping about the money.
Look at your country. Look at your country, who's big and bossy and telling y'all what to do, controlling all of y'all, and they don't even got no money. But y'all giving them all the power.
America,
all the power.
That's so crazy. America's
and telling
like,
them, hey,
we're this, we're top, we're that, but like,
every week or every 2 weeks or whatever. Take some taxes from me, but y'all broke.
No, but think about it. It's like, oh, we're so big and bad, we're so this and this, but you're broke.
Exactly.
So even if
they're
America's
faking
so
it till they make it. They're faking it till they make it.
But listen, if America's so broke and they're still going out like, hey, they ain't going down like they broke. They out here like, we living. Give me $1 trillion. Give me money. Like, we ain't broke. But it's like, but you're really broke. So why are you over here tripping about being broke if the whole damn country ain't even tripping about being broke? Stop.
And they won't let
making money a problem
broke.
Because you're only going to continue. Hold on, but you're only going to continue if you keep on. And this is what I realized: the money game, right? Because I mean, I had to figure that out too. If you keep on saying you're broke and you don't have, and you can't, and it's you'll never have, and you'll always be broke. Instead of saying I don't like I'm broke, just be like, oh, I can't afford it right now. Or I'm not going to spend that on that right now. Try to tell yourself a different narrative. Stop claiming brokenness. Oh, I'm broke. Like, I'm broke. Like, don't say that, because not only are you saying you don't have any money, you're saying you're broken. You as a person is broken. When you affirm that to yourself, you see how mentally this is how you mess yourself up. Mental health. America's never going on there saying, yeah, we broke. We broke people over here. We broke. This country broke. No, they're saying we the greatest country in the world. We can go do this. We changing people's lives.
Before they say they're broke.
Yep, they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, Haiti's broke. We ain't broke." Like, you broke too. You broke too. But nah, they not claiming it. So is that the reality? No, America doesn't live like it's broke. America living like they broke.
That's what I'm saying. So you come here, no.
So stop. So this is the thing, is like, stop this idea of like humbling yourself and being broken and thinking you're a sinner and thinking you're just like this low level person, when in actuality you're not. Who cares? You go broke. Like, in reality, you gonna die anyways. And then what's gonna happen?
What they gonna do?
It's a ticking time bomb. You about to die. Who cares if you broke right now? Like, in reality, it doesn't matter. So and if you want money, like, even the bums in the street can find money. Money is not the hardest thing to figure out. It's just not. It's just really not that hard. Anybody can make money doing anything. Anybody. Anybody can make money doing anything. So money is not the hardest thing that we have to figure out. The problem is there's a lot of lazy people and there's a lot of excuses to be made, but money is not the hardest thing. We're not even in a time where money is the hardest thing to figure out. Back
Look at
then,
Bitcoin.
maybe
Look at
that
all
was a
these
hard
other
thing.
like,
but right now it's not a hard thing.
Stuff. Yeah, people are making bank out of anything, like online, being on social media, being an influencer.
I mean, you could get money from
anything.
If you're a girl, you could get money from a guy. Like, men get money from women. Like, you don't even have to really work to still get money. Like, like I said, money is not the hardest thing, but people make it the hardest thing, so it becomes the hardest thing, and then they wonder why they continue to have these, issues with money. Like, yo, if I don't got no money, guess what? You think I'm gonna be down and be like, yo, I don't got no money right now? Like, dang, I don't got no money. I'm just like, oh, all right, well, we'll just see when more money comes in. And then what happens?
Yeah.
More money comes in.
Money comes in, yeah.
You're just like, oh, I just need some more money to come in. Let's have that more money come in. And then more money comes in. And then you realize, I'm like,
I'm attracted to money. Money just flows.
Money loves me. Money loves to be nice to me. Me and money are cool.
Me and money got my back. Money knows that it needs me. I don't need it. Money needs me.
True. Money might not always be there when I call, but it's always on time.
Right. Right. Okay. That's one person you can say that comes on time.
That's what you gotta realize. Like, stop tripping. Like, things
don't
will
trip.
work out.
It ain't nothing. Nobody can do nothing to you. They can kill you and they still didn't do nothing. Because guess who has to suffer?
Because they can't really kill you. Like, this is the thing. Like, they can never really kill you.
And that's what they're not telling you.
If you think you could die, then you already dead. Because technically we came to Earth to die, because we all know we're gonna die here. Nobody's gonna just stay here forever. And if you want to stay here forever, then that's a problem for you.
I mean, you knew that when you signed the contract to come down here. You said when you did what you did.
You was like, all right, I'm gonna be here for this time, but I'm gonna dip out, because that's why you chose Earth. That Earth recycles souls and you die here, but you chose to die here. So stop crying about death. Stop crying about things that you already know. Like, this is
a game of death.
It literally is. It's a game to the death.
So
play to the death. Like what they tell you, fight to the death. So fight with all you got. Like, you're gonna die. Give it all you got.
People don't like to hear that conversation. Because people have lost people, it's
and
hard.
what those people will tell you every single time. Like,
but...
I get it. It's hard to lose people, but what will those people tell you every single time? They will always tell you, hey, live your life like it's your last. Like, go in, go hard. Right. So stop worried about being scared. Listen to the advice. Listen, go ask one of your elders. Listen to what they're gonna tell you. Oh, why are you young? Go in, go hard. Like, be all in. Like, don't take no
dusty.
Definitely don't take no damn dusty, but you definitely, like, come on, man. Life is supposed to be fun, no matter what you do.
Right.
You gotta just like be excited about it, no matter what. Like, yo, you here. You know how many people ain't been? They wish they were here, ain't even get here. How many sperms didn't even make it to the egg? Your egg done beat out everybody else. Your sperm done beat out everybody else to the egg. You a champion. You came in here as a champion from the start, bro. From your daddy. You was the champion from your dad. Dang, I gotta talk like that.
No, like, sometimes you gotta bring that hood. True. Whatever.
You came in here a champion, and you sitting here acting like a loser. Like,
straight from LA. You didn't even
have to make it. Yo, you know how many kids die in the womb? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Like, yo, it's just ungratefulness. Like, people don't really see, like, you winning already. Like, there's so many spirits, like ghosts or whoever, if y'all believe in it, that wish they were here, that wish they could hold this glass. We on here talking to y'all like this, like, so many spirits, and we sitting here like, oh, we're so oppressed. We have so many problems, and life is just, I hate life. And like, bro, get over it. You don't like your life? Leave. Go to another country. Get another name. Have a new life. Nobody's telling you.
It's pretty easy to change your life. It's not that hard.
You can change your life.
Right.
It's like, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard. I think that people need to level up and take that 2 weeks and get out of here. And it's like, well, I can't go anywhere because they won't let me drive.
And then you can't even say, like, oh, well, I don't have the money. You know how many people come to LA broke?
You know how many people came from Haiti
People
that
come
went to
from
Texas? You think they had
people.
money
I know
to
people
come
who
walk
come
through the
from different
water?
countries broke that don't have nothing. What does money got to do with it?
I
Opportunity.
know a
You
broke.
never
Actually,
know.
I
I've
know one
been
broke
so
person
many
that just
places
recently
with no
met.
money, and it'd be like, oh, that person, somebody gonna help me. And then what do? They help you. When my mother came, she came. When she went to New York, she didn't know nobody, barely knew the language. She met a lady on the plane. This lady gave her a coat. This lady gave her a place to stay that night. This lady helped her out because she was like, I don't know this thing. It's a snowstorm. I don't know where I'm at, and I don't know how to contact the people that I need to contact. People help you. That's part of
Mm-hmm.
our connection as humans. And this is
Mm-hmm.
again like why they think like people really are connected. We're more
Mm-hmm.
connected than we are disconnected. We
Right.
know what it feels like to feel what another person is feeling. We've either experienced it or somebody we know experienced it. So
Mm-hmm.
we're like, it's not as scary. You go out by yourself, you're more than likely going to meet a friend wherever you go because you're
Well,
by
that happened
yourself.
to
And
me. I
people
was on the
always take
plane.
it as,
Right.
yeah, and
I
people
was
take
on
it
the
as their
plane and I went
responsibility
to
to
one.
be there for you
Yeah.
because you're by yourself. How
Right.
many times people are like, oh, you're by yourself, come hang out with us. Come,
Right.
because that's how humans are. We're
Mm-hmm.
more connected than we think. We act like we
Yes.
aren't, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah. You
But
are
yeah, you were
absolutely right. Yeah, so it's
mhm.
just take it as, it's your life and do you want to continue crying about it or do you want to fix it and just enjoy it after that. Once you fix it, it's like going to the gym. It's like I went to the gym today. I forgot I went to the gym. I forgot I did all that stuff. Like it's not even a big deal. Like you got
Right.
it's over your head. And I feel like once we take the time to just understand that it's over our head and everything is fine, we're good. Even protecting yourself. I've been to the most dangerous countries, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
except for Haiti. And I need to go there because I'm not afraid to go to Haiti. Oh, don't go to Haiti because they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
kidnap you. They're gonna take you. Okay, don't worry.
That's
I'm not
your
gonna go to Haiti.
reality. I'm
First
not
of all,
gonna
I
manifest
won't be
that for
going to
myself.
Haiti with no makeup on. I'm gonna come as my natural self. And if they want to kidnap my beautiful natural self, then that's cool. I don't care because guess what? I'm not here for them to kidnap me. I'm not thinking on that level. I'm not thinking low. I'm thinking about going there to enjoy myself and have a good time because I've been to Mexico, I've been to Honduras, I've been to all these places. I went to Honduras and someone left me there and drove off
In the middle
in
of the
in
street.
the middle
Right.
of the
Right.
country. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
You're
speak
still
good Spanish. I
alive.
didn't
You're
speak
still
no
here.
Spanish. I didn't speak good Spanish. My Spanish was horrible. And literally a few blocks from there, they had their machete, they had their guns, they had all these things just a few blocks down. And now I'm left as a teenager with Isabel in the middle of the country. I'm not afraid. Like, I'm not afraid of things like that. And so I feel like
And I
people need
think,
to stop
and I
being
think But I
fearful.
think because, like me and you, we've been through so many dangerous and fearful
Mm,
situations where
right.
it's like, and you didn't die. So it's kind of like, oh, okay. Well, you kind of get this fearless mentality where it's like, hey,
Yeah.
whatever happens is gonna happen, but I still gotta do what I gotta do or what I want to do. So
Right.
yeah, like you gotta just go at life fearlessly. Like stop being scared because you gonna die anyways. You can't
Mhm.
outrun death. It's still gonna be
Exactly.
there.
Your
Like you
time is
can't
your
outrun your
time.
shadow. So
Right.
do the inner work. Go
Right.
dig deep. Go through your
Because you
trauma.
don't want to. Let
Figure
me tell
out
you
what's
one thing.
holding
After
you
watching
back.
Lucifer,
Hold on.
sorry.
Figure
Yeah.
out why this is the thing. As long as you're figuring out yourself and why you do the things you do and why you're attracting the things that you're attracting, once you
Right.
figure that out, your life will start to move in a way that it's never moved before. And I can tell you this because this is what I'm experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
If I was not experiencing this, I would not tell you, go do this because it would be all fake. But I'm telling you guys, the person that I was before is not the same person that I am today. I did so much inner work that I literally isolated myself. I cut people off. When I did so many things to really figure. I read the books. I really continued to work on myself
Mm-hmm.
to get to this point, and I'm like, wow, like the things I was tripping about, the things that I was doing, it's just like, wow, I'm not even in the mindset where I'm like, that wouldn't make sense for me. But it's because I did that work. So don't be scared of your trauma. Don't be scared of like the scary things, or your shadow, like your shadow side. Like if you got a real bad shadow side, embrace it, because that's still you. Like, yo, if you don't come together with the devil inside you, that devil's gonna chase you and haunt you and destroy you
For the
for the
rest of
rest
your
of your
life.
life. You gotta take control and be like, hey, yo, you still on my side, bro. So stop going against me and let's go at this world together, because you strong and I'm strong. So let's work together. The same way you got that God in you. You got to connect with your God. Like, yo, I can't
That's
just
why
be
they be
like
saying, like, you see those
bowing
little
down to you.
cartoons.
You here
Yeah.
with me. So let's be here together, yo. Like,
Right.
use that power to your advantage, because it wants you to do that. Like, they don't want you, like the angels and stuff like that. They'll have you bow down to them until you realize that you more than them, until you realize you actually the one in control. They here to help you. These angels, these demons, they all here for you.
Right.
Take
None of them are
control,
in control.
get back on your throne, because you're the one in the physical world. They're not in the physical world.
No, they want to
They're
be. That's
here
why
to
they're trying to
assist
tell you
you
what to
in
do.
the physical world.
Right.
So sit on your throne and act accordingly. Don't be
Right.
scared. You can talk to them. You can connect with them. They're here for you. Whether they're going to teach you a lesson like Daddy Saturn was going to teach you that hard lesson, or they're going to give you that love like Venus. But that's not going to teach you a lesson. That's how,
They'll
because
show
there's
you
many
that
types
real
of
love
love.
training.
There's many types of love. There's many types of disciplines. There's many types of good and bad. Stop limiting yourself. But guys, we've been ranting and talking for a very long time. Any final words, Kat?
I think you said it all. I feel like we just need to embrace both sides, the light and the dark. And I feel like we definitely, since it's October, tap into your dark side, because that's who you're afraid of. You should not be fearful of anything. So if you're scared of your dark side, tap into that. Acknowledge that it's dark.
It's the best time right now. What is
That
it's October
harvest.
3rd.
Right.
It's October 3rd. The veil is thin. Your ancestors, the dark side is open until Halloween. And when it's Halloween, it's closed again. That's the last day. So right now is a perfect time to, and I know it could be scary. So you don't have to oh, I don't like that, demon, devil stuff and stuff like that, because you're still in that energy. But you got to know, like, you have a dark side to you.
I mean, if you drink alcohol, you tap into your dark side all the time. If you screaming and yelling at people, arguing and stuff like that, you tap into it. Come on, and you get on, you watching as a man porn and all that stuff, you tapping into it. Like, come on. People act so dark afraid, but you're not in control of it.
You're not in control of it. Like, okay, say like a guy, Ibrahim says, great show, lady. Thank you. Like a guy, like say if he's addicted to like sex and stuff like that, he's in his dark side and stuff like that.
Right.
If he faces it and says, yo, I am addicted, this is crazy, and then like takes control of it, he can start changing there. Right. He can start changing right there. But if you keep running from it and denying it and acting like it's not what it is, then how you gonna change anything, babe? How you gonna change?
Can't change the thing.
You just can't. You just can't.
So. But all men are sex addicts, so it's something that's hard for them to do.
I mean, of course, men are sex addicts.
So,
they're literally reminded of sex every time they take a step.
It's true.
And women are sex addicts. Some women are sex addicts as well.
Yeah.
And because I don't feel like it's a problem. Like, I don't also think that that's an issue. I don't think you should be addicted to it. I think you should have some type of control, but I think it's just like so taboo. Like, people don't think of sex the right way, the healing power that is. I was actually, I have a book that somebody won't pass me, but it was talking about sex, and it basically tells you like the different positions and stuff like that. Like sexual reflexology right here. And it kind of goes through like how like different postures and stuff can be healing. And it kind of goes into like, tantra and stuff like that. All these great practices that our ancestors were actually using now are just perverted, right? You can't even like think of sex without me. Oh, is that appropriate? Oh gosh. And in reality, like this is actually something.
No,
most of all mammals.
Right.
amphibians do
Right.
on this planet.
In
This
your
is a
face.
natural thing,
Right.
and a dog will do
It's
it
like
right in front
using
of
the
you and not
bathroom.
care.
Right.
Yeah, it's a normal thing, but you
Mm-hmm.
know, because of the society and stuff like, and then we try to say we're progressive, but still at the same time, it's whatever. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Figuring out yourself will make you unlock those things, and even through sex, you can do that, and you can have like you can manifest a lot through sex, but we can leave that for another show because that I definitely want to have somebody come on. So we should look
A
into that to
sexologist.
have a sexologist or
Mm-hmm.
whatever to talk about like how to like manifest through sex. And I think couples should do that, especially if they are like spiritually there with each other. They can definitely manifest great things through sexual energy because that's one of the most powerful energies that we have. People, think about it. Just through a thought, your body can literally, your men, that muscle grows strong. Women, your lower part gets soaking wet, like through your mind, right? This is all
Mm-hmm.
like you could think it and it starts to happen. This is the most natural manifestation that we see. This is how law of attraction even works. Like, think it and it happens. Think
Right.
it and it's growing in front of you. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is magic, right? But it's not magic
Mm-hmm.
to us because we think, oh no, this is normal. It's still magic, though, because you had to
Mm-hmm.
think like that. Your mind put you there, not
Mm-hmm.
the physical action
Even
necessarily.
like moving your hand. Do you know
Right.
what I
You
mean?
think
It's your
first.
mind.
Right.
It's not
Right.
like
But I'm just saying with sex is like
move your
so
hand.
powerful because it's like that energy can even create life, right? Because that energy
Right.
is so it's a life,
Yeah, you
it's
can manifest a
a life
baby.
creating energy. So
Right.
when you're using that to manifest things in your life, it can like manifest even faster,
Mm-hmm.
more potent. Like it's just yeah, so definitely we write that down to have somebody come in and talk about it because I think that would be a really great, interesting show to have.
Right. I'll work on that.
Okay, guys. So make sure that you're following us on the social medias because you know we are actually doing a new thing that we're following you guys back on Instagram. So if you follow us on Instagram right now, we will follow you right back. And we will be doing that for now on because we want to connect with you guys. And I know people like to follow people, to have people follow them back. And yeah, we're doing that now. So make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing, and following and subscribing on Nothing's Wrong Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you want to support the channel, because that's a great support, just liking the page or the video and sharing or following, that's supporting us greatly. But if
Yeah.
you also want to contribute in a more monetary my English, you can hit up the Cash App. Okay, guys, I'm trying to be smart, but it's
It
not
is
working. Cash.
$ Nothing's Wrong Pod. I want to thank everybody
Yeah.
who tuned in today, the new faces that we've never seen before. We
Yes.
really appreciate you, and we appreciate that we're all over the world. So I appreciate Canada tuning in, and also Boston, and also wherever you're from. I mean, we're
Right.
global here.
Okay, guys.
I love it. Thank you so much for
So,
tuning in, and I appreciate everybody. Next week, we will be more kind and we will be talking about more. I think couples relationships will be good. I think people are in a lot of people are in a
we might
relationship.
get to
We
talk
might,
more about this sexual manifestation next week. So that could
yeah, let's
be the
talk about it. I
topic.
mean, we don't need a sexologist to get onto it. So if you want to hear about sex, tune in next week because I know how thirsty some men are, addicts. And you're thirsty.
Yes.
So, yes,
Right.
come tell us your favorite positions and what does it mean to 69? So we'll talk
Okay,
about that next
guys.
week. Thank
But
you so much
always
for tuning in.
remember, nothing's
Nothing's wrong.
wrong.
I apologize,
Bye,
Mommy. I know
guys.
you don't like this conversation.
Bye.
Bye.